Hi everybody, welcome back. In this next video, we're going to be looking at importing data into Python from external sources. So far, when we've been looking at these different Python data types and data frames in the last video with Pandas, we've been using very small, kind of contrived data sets that we create using arrays and lists inside of Python. But in reality, most of the time we're going to be importing or using external data. So what we're going to do here is go over just this beginning part, because again, since we're using the Wooldridge textbook called Introductory Econometrics, and then this textbook using Python for Introductory Econometrics, which is where we're getting these scripts for free online, and the book that's also available here on the website. What we're going to be doing here is importing some pre-made data sets that are going to be a nice way to have easy access to a bunch of data that we can use and experiment with to run summary statistics and to do some visualizations and things like that. So it's nice that there's already a pre-packaged Wooldridge module within Python, but if you've installed the Anaconda distribution, which does include other modules like NumPy or Pandas, it does not include the Wooldridge pre-installed. So we need to install the Wooldridge module, and to do that we're going to go to our command line. So I just like to use the hotkey Windows key R on a Windows. That'll give us this, Windows key R for the run, CMD for command prompt, and we have our command line here, and all we need to do is do our pip install and then the name of the module. And so the new name of the module, actually before I do that, let me just show you very quickly how that's not going to work. If I try to run that first line of code, there's going to be a no module named Wooldridge. So that's where we're going to come in here and do a pip install and install Wooldridge. When we do that, it's going to interact with the Python installed in the computer and online, and now we've got this package installed, and if we try to run it now, we're good to go. And we're going to use a WOO as our call sign, and now we have a whole bunch of preset data packages within Python that we can work with. So the first one that we're going to use, just to show you a brief demonstration, is we're going to call this DataFrame wage 1, and we're going to call the module Wooldridge, and DataWoo is the method, and inside of that we have a whole bunch of different data sets. One of those is called wage 1. So we can run that, and if we want to get the type, we want to see what is this wage 1 data set, what type of data is it? We can just do type of wage 1 and run that, and we can see that it is a Pandas data frame. And if we want to just explore a little bit of what is inside this data set, we can get an overview, and we can call the Pandas method called head, and that's going to give us the first 5 rows of data. And so we can see there, looks like we have wage, education, experience, tenure, a bunch of other variables, and this. So 24 columns, that's 24 variables. The other thing, if we want, we could come up here and click on the data frame and see all the variables there in kind of a more of a user interface type of situation. And we can see it's a very large data set with several hundred observations. Okay, and so that's the basics for this small video, just getting Wooldridge, the Wooldridge module set up on your computer, and then the very basics of understanding that these data sets are data frames, Pandas data frames. We can look at the heads of the data, we can look at the tail, the end of the data, so on and so forth. So the last thing I wanted to show you was some more of the data sets and how you can kind of look through and see what data sets are available. If you search Google for the Wooldridge Python module, you can get a couple quite useful links here. You've got the Python project with the data set. You'll also have the Crayon R project with the information about all these different data sets available. As you can see, we use the one that's called Wage 1. And so if you want to get a little idea about what that's all about, it has a bunch of information about what is in that data set. So what you could do is you could come here and you could do a search to see if there's a data that you're some type of data that you're interested in, see if it's in there. You've also got the GitHub page, which has a little bit of information very similar to this Python page, that has information about the package. You can go in and you can see the different descriptions of the data sets, and so on and so forth. But this one here, which is actually also a package in R, but it's the same idea. And so R or Python, at least with the quick Google search here, that's the first one that comes up for me. So if you can see that, you can kind of scroll through there, see what data sets are available to look at, and what to use. But in the end, you're still just going to be calling that data woo, and inside there you call the data set that you're interested in. So campus, what do we have here? You have public or private colleges, employed officers, campus crimes, so on and so forth. So you get some data set about crime on college campuses. And so campus is going to give you a data set that shows you all that. And then if you want, you define it as its own data frame, and then you can start doing your thing. Okay, so anyway, that's the pre-built module Wooldridge with all the data sets there available for you. In the next video, we're going to continue looking at importing and exporting other types of data. Most commonly, you're going to run into CSV or Excel files, and so those are the ones we're going to focus on first. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.